Hawaii County Police Officer Conrad Vidal, on the job for only a year, was presented with a prestigious award recently at a banquet in Waikiki. Officer Vidal was named the Hawaii Police Department's 2017 Top Cop by the Law Enforcement and Security Coalition of Hawaii. Vidal sprang into action on January 16, 2017, when a structure fire tore through historic structures in Pahoa town. Officer Vidal pulled people from the burning building and saved lives. Vidal and other officers on duty that night were honored for their actions by the Hawaii County Council in March. Puna Councilwoman Eileen O'Hara made the presentation.
And our Pahoa police responded very rapidly and with great valor. And 4 officers in particular are to be recognized for their response in that fire. And they are Officer David Pohohina, who is not here today, so his Captain Jelsma, will be receiving the certificate for him. Officer Conrad Vidal and Officer Lisa Ebesugawa and Sergeant William Durr. So these 4 officers are being recognized. In the early morning hours of January 16, 2017, Officer David Pohohina, Sergeant Durr, and 2 of their fellow officers answered an emergency call to assist with a fire in Pahoa town. Upon arrival, the officers were shocked to find Lukine's restaurant, the Akebono Theater, and the building that had been recently housing a pawn shop were starting to burn. The officers noticed the 6 inhabited apartments above the restaurant were about to be engulfed in the blaze. Without concern for his own safety, Officer Pohohina rushed to the upstairs apartments to make sure all residents were able to get out. This is true of all the officers. They rushed into the building and were able to get all of the inhabitants out of the upstairs apartments. We're extremely grateful for the actions of these officers, and they likely contributed to saving lives of residents in the upstairs apartments and in the surrounding buildings. Sadly, their efforts were not enough to save the restaurant, which was built in 1907, the theater, built in 1926, or the pawn shop building, built in 1938. We have our fire department to thank for putting out the blaze. So I'm going to step down, and if the 4 officers and Captain Jelsma.
Vidal was nominated for the most recent Top Cop Award by Captain Samuel Jelsma.
I just wanted to thank Councilmember O'Hara for recognizing our officers for the job they did. And essentially, I mean, they were just doing their job and doing it effectively. But I think that, you know, when I learned about the circumstances of how it was handled extremely well. And they were fortunately able to evacuate everyone from the apartments before it totally got engulfed. So it was a tragedy, but it could have been a lot more tragic had these officers not acted promptly and efficiently.
One thing the captain didn't mention is Officer Vidal in particular. One of the residents tried to re-enter the building, and he ran after him and grabbed him and pulled him out before the building became completely engulfed in flames and started collapsing. So he was recognized as Officer of the Month last month. All right.
Jelsma noted that Officer Vidal was only 2 weeks into his solo assignment, following recruit training and 4 months of field training. Vidal joined Hawaii County Police following 20 years as a gunnery sergeant with the Marine Corps. This was the 33rd annual Top Cop Law Enforcement and Security Awards banquet. The event was held at the Hawaii Prince Hotel, Waikiki on October 26th.